right, welcome back everybody to Throwback Thursday, episode 39, Masters of Orion2, the Battle of Antares. So in this section, this is like the character creation, setting up the map, and you can pretty much do just about every setting you can think of in here. You can start pre-warp, you can start with ultra-rich planets, you can do a humongous galaxy. You can set up your opponents. All of that goes through here. So overall, I think there's like 8 races to play with, and this I think has pretty much been my favorite game. You can see here I'll bounce around to the different races. Bershon, Cylon, someone picked them because they're more of the technology guys. Thinking that will do for me. And just creating the game, it kind of goes through and calculates everything in the background, and you set up and pick your first planet, Mentor. This is kind of the interface. You go through, there's a couple planets in this system. You just kind of set everything up. First thing you gotta do, pick, what you're gonna make. There's not much you can do in the first round except for either trade goods or, setting up housing to grow your population. There's some basic stuff. That's about it. And you start with, a fairly average, stuff depending on where you start. Different races have different bonuses and stuff, so it depends on where, that's races depend on where you start, what kind of planet, if you are good at low grav planets or toxic planets or whatever, your race defines, which area you go to. And then down to the bottom here, all these have different things that will tell you about races and leaders and stuff like that. You can get all kinds of stats and whatnot. And then you can go through and start picking research. I'm going to pick one of these small ones that are like 50 research points because that's kind of where you start. And I'm starting in pre-warp. You got to pick some of the basics level stuff, and then from there you can kind of increase where you're wanting to go. You'll see later as I develop, add more to it. But this is one of my favorite games of all time, so I wanted to make sure that sped it up here to 10 times. So I'm actually playing the game and running through. This is about 4 hours of gameplay for me, but I've sped it up so much that it'll last a long time. But basically, you pick all the different things, get yourself started, pick your research, land on a planet. I made a colony base to land on the planet here. Just different aspects of the gameplay, really. Just trying to pick the different areas that look pretty cool. Planets that are good for me, for my race. And, these are the different leaders and attributes and stuff like that. Each one does a little bit different. My main guy is more or less a science guy, so which means I get a bonus in research, so I want him on my main planet where most of my researchers are, and I want to move up the technology tree quicker. It's one of the things I do in this game is kind of move up the technology tree and play as kind of the technologist instead of like being one of the ant guys who's all about industry, or a Sakura, the lizard dude who's all about population. Just doing different things, moving along in the gameplay. What else about this? So this game was developed by SimTex and released by MICROPROSE. Again, the same publisher as the first one, which I debuted not long ago. It's been a few months, but that came out. And basically it's the updated version. There you saw like GNN. So there's different events that happen in this game. yeah, it was released by MICROPROSE in 1996. I probably picked it up, I want to say, closer to 98, 97, 98, about the time I was getting out of the military. Um, and I had built my first computer in, I want to say, like 95 or 6. So this was one of the first games that I played on the computer. New World was one of the first, or was the first, and then this one came a little bit later. But yeah, it's good fun. This was, I would say, this was in my top 5 games of all time. I just love playing Move 2, Masters of Orion2. It was just a fun game. You could play any of the racial aspects of the different races, and kind of lean into that, like population, like the Sakura are extreme population guys. They always have big, humongous planets that have like, 30, population or something like that. I like playing the Cylons because of the technology, and get advancement pretty quick, so you're always going through trying to hit up research and getting newer technologies, but our space forces are always weak, so you got to kind of watch that as well, and build up slowly and building your troops and whatnot. And I think, yeah, so I've been exploring a little bit, but I only got like 1 scout ship, and then I built, building the colony ships so I can land on this colony and start building stuff. So just kind of growing your empire as you go, and then eventually you'll find other species and run into them. They may be on a war footing with you, they may be on a even neutral, or they may be an ally. It all depends on kind of how you interact with them. You can do trade treaties, you can do research treaties, you can do alliances, you can trade technology, like to get bonuses and stuff. We'll see that a little bit later. There's the first guy we met. He's a silicoid, and nobody likes the silicoids. They're over there on the left-hand side of the map. They survive in toxic environments and nasty environments. They thrive in, so you can pretty much land on any planet and colonize it. But they do the best in like toxic or lava or whatever. You can't land on gas giants. You can make outposts there, but you can't land on make a colony. You've got to have something to build on. What else? Yeah, so this is let's see, 8:25. We're probably a good hour or so in, maybe going on 2 hours in. But this is more or less the game. You just go through research stuff. You got to monitor your empire's food, building, building ships, building different things in your environment. Like, see, that's the pilot guy. Yeah, Karen, there he is. So I'm going to assign him to one of my fleets here, and he makes them stronger in his bonuses to fleets, depending on which guy you're picking, stuff like that, what your stats are. Like the pilot guy is good for fighters, the other guy is good for engineering, so like a bulk carrier or something like that, or a battleship he would be good at, just doing repairing shields or whatnot. There's random events, everything from population to making planets different richness status and things like that. You can raise and lower taxes depending on, and that changes your morale in the game. I mean, this is a very complex game. My usual gameplay is about 4 hours to kind of take over the world, if you will, take over the galaxy in this case. I do like this game though. It's always fun coming back to it. Graphics wise, it's probably not the best, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah, please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content on the channel. But graphics wise, again, this game was made in 1996, and I think graphically it pretty well stands up for that time frame, even to modern. Yeah, see, he's still mad at me, or not really mad, but he just has no. I'm not at war with him, but he doesn't like anybody. Nobody likes him either. Setting up the planets, expanding, growing your population, growing your culture on the planet, i.e., making buildings and crap. You have to watch how many ships you make, because there's always a point cost in the infrastructure of ships. Here I'm doing battle with the Antares, who are attacking my home planet. Just 2 fighters, but they managed to pretty much take out my entire fleet. I think I had like 1 guy left. But yeah, you got to deal with this damn Antares attacking you constantly. Oh, this guy, he was a navigator and famous, so he's like a bonus guy. You always like to get the money off guys, because they give you great bonuses in any of the hiring of new guys that you get. So always keep an eye out for them. Any money off, or the famous trait is money off, basically, on hiring people. Again, raising taxes. I'm always in the hole, it seems like, with them, because I'm buying production constantly. Just the way I play this game is one of the reasons. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun. You got to kind of move around to you've got to explore. You got to be able to get at least 1 scout ship out there, just constantly scouting things, sending it every place, doing production on your whole worlds, keeping like some of these stats you look at. You've got food, obviously, then you've got production, but you also have toxic waste. So you have balance your toxic waste production as opposed to your worker production, and you got to build utilities to help get rid of pollution. So you have to manage all of that, plus your research at the same time. So you kind of balance between all of them, make sure that you're producing enough to make it cost effective for you, but it's not overtaxing your citizens. You've got to feed your citizens, not going a hole in food. You can buy these trader things to help alleviate things quicker. I'm going to move this guy around, do a little exploring now, try to find another planet. You got to constantly be building and upgrading your systems, upgrading your planets. Like, you can change some of your planets with a radiation shield or soil enrichment. This is a very expansive game. It has tons of stuff in it that you can do to modify your gameplay. There's no one right way to play this. Like I said, you could be the klaxon and be the little ant guys, run around, do nothing but production, and have a fleet of 1,000. Have a fleet of 1,000 fighters, or something like that. It's crazy. But as long as you're building the right infrastructure to support it and be able to do enough fleet points to support your fleet, then it's doable. And you may have all these level 1 crappy ships, but you can have 1,000 of them, a swarm of 1,000 ships against a bunch of Antares can really do a lot of damage. Even if it's little low-key guys, if you send 1,000 fighters and 1 battleship, the battleship's only going to have so much firepower to shoot each of the fighters, and it's literally like one hit per turn. So you calculate all that. So even if he hits 200 ships with his electrical weapon or whatever, you're still hitting him with 800 ships and firing and wearing down his shields and stuff like that. So it just kind of depends. It's all about trying to manipulate the game into your fate and manage your empire. It's definitely a 4X game. Explore, expand, take care of your citizenry, things like that. met a new guy. I think they were the Urshon. Those are the fighter guys. All good pilots. You get bonuses for fighters. They're like bird people, if you will. Pterodactyl people. Yeah, so I mean, this is a pretty much famous game. There was the original Blue one. Wasn't great, but it was good. It tried to include all these, let you do a lot. They revised it and made this really popular game, Blue 2, which they did a lot of the automation in. Like I didn't have to upgrade my ship constantly, like I did in Blue 1. All that was done for you. And then the next series, they went into 3, which I think released in the early 2000s. It came out and was super unpopular because they went the extreme opposite. They micromanaged everything. It just got to be so monotonous that it was boring to play. And I have that game as well. On Steam, of course. And then most recently, they released an update to Masters of Orion, and it's here. The Antares are attacking my home world again, or one of the worlds. I'm trying to locate them. Yeah, they're constantly moving around, evolving, building up your empire, and trying to release. But they went a little overboard in Blue 3 with the micromanagement of all of your planets. It felt like you were doing that more than you were just managing the global empire. It was really difficult to keep up with things. So, building up things as you go in all the worlds, trying to kind of maintain where I'm at. I hope you enjoy this episode. Throwback Thursday. Again, this has been a long time coming. I've been trying to get it there. There's the evil Antares. But I hope you enjoy it. We got a short time here before everything kind of ends off, and I know I've been missing as of late, but a lot of things came together. We had the holidays hitting. I was out for Veterans Day, so I missed the throwback. There was also some things going on with me at work, and projects, and trying to get done, and just trying to get these out. This game, trying new products and new things to see if it's easier to play on different, like older systems with XP, and I'm running in virtual mode, trying to keep things up and running, and play these older games. Right now, I'm actually playing this on DOSBox because I couldn't get it to work on the VirtualBox XP system. It wouldn't recognize my drives. Working through all those issues myself, trying to figure out why things are the way they are and why it's not working right. It's just frustrating trying to keep up and produce these and get things out. Just taking a break from the holidays as well, kind of slowing things down a bit. And the month of November was NaNoWriMo. I'm always interested in writing creative writing and writing novels. So that was pretty much what I did for November. I started writing this modern era kind of novel with futuristic tones, and hopefully you guys will like it if I ever finish it and publish it. But I got about 7,000-ish words done of my 50,000 goal for NaNoWriMo for November, just because I got sidetracked with so much things going on, holidays and work and all the frustrations that come with all that stuff. But I hope you enjoyed this episode of Throwback Thursday, and we're going to pretty much call it here as I kind of finalize the last battle here. We're taking on the Antares, and they're, well, not final battle, but the one where I got one ship left. But I hope you enjoy it.